on this episode of A Skin Depth Convo.
Going to a show and the first time you're so excited, you have the jitters, but once you walk in there, you feel, I'm in something incredible.
Knowledge is power, and we're there to make sure they have that knowledge.
This is a show focused on educating and inspiring all those in the skincare and beauty industry. But it is also a show for those looking to improve themselves from the inside out. In each episode, we explore the latest trends, breakthrough technologies, and get expert insights within the dynamic world of skincare and beauty. If you're looking to further your beauty education and nurture your passion, you're in the right place. Renowned experts and hosts Metaxia and Francine aim to educate and inspire through their own experiences and are dedicated to enlightening and empowering enthusiasts and professionals in the realm of skincare and beauty. Join the conversation and the fun with the Skin Depth Convo.
Lyra Clinical takes today's skincare to the next level. Using cutting-edge technology and the best high-quality ingredients, Lyra gives you brighter, healthier, younger-looking skin. With award-winning products, advanced education, and innovative skincare philosophies, Lyra Clinical is redefining aesthetics and offering superior products and treatments that produce remarkable results. It's beauty from the inside out. Be bright, be beautiful, Lyra Clinical.
Welcome to a Skin Depth Convo. I'm Anna Kagarakis. If you're interested in growing your skincare career, making connections, and finding out the latest and greatest in the industry, then one of the best things you could do is attend trade shows. Experts from all around the globe attend different shows, but how do you get the most out of the experience? Which one is right for you, and how do you network? Well, to help us figure it out, let's welcome in our expert host, part of the founders of Lyra Clinical, Metaxia and Francine Kagarakis. I know this is a big hot show season right now. How fun is it when you get ready to go out for a show first off?
Behind the scenes, it's a lot of work. Once we're on the trade floor, it's all glamour.
The energy's up.
The
energy's up, and you feel their energy, their excitement coming in, trying to see what's new. But Metaxia is right. 2 weeks before the crates come in, we have to make sure everything is done. Everybody gets a little panicky. Did the truck come in? Did it land right? Did everything get packed? Do we have to carry something with us when we get to the trade show? One thing you're right about, Xia, or Metaxia, is that once we're there, the energy from them does help. And you feel their excitement. And it is exciting to talk to them, to talk about what's new.
That rush when they open up those doors or allow the professionals to come in, it's exciting. It's exciting to see that energy of people coming in and wanting to learn.
And every area is different. We go to the East Coast, it's a little different. West Coast, every area has its own specialty.
Well, you're talking about different areas. Before we get more into trade shows, there's an interesting article that came out. I kind of want to touch up on this in the beginning first. New research by Nature and Bloom has revealed the 10 most skincare obsessed states in the United States. This is based on how frequently each state is searching for skincare products and search items using Google Keyword Planner. The search terms were combined to find each state's average monthly searches for skincare-related terms per 100,000 people, so the average per 100,000 people, okay? So I want you both to guess. So I have not shown them the list. Try to guess number one. Who would you say are some of the top states?
California.
New York.
Utah.
We got New York as number one.
I always win.
California as number two.
I always win.
I am number two. I was born second. Yes, you're older. There you go.
All right, so we got two of them so far. You said, what was the third one you said?
Utah.
Utah is not on the list.
Texas
is number 8.
Florida.
Yay.
Florida, not on the list.
I
was shocked about it.
Again.
I was very, very shocked about that one.
Wow. How about Washington?
Washington is 10th on the list.
Oh, I made 10. Ooh.
Okay, now think about it.
Chicago,
think about different products.
Illinois.
So Illinois is number 6 on the list.
Arizona,
not on the list. I was really shocked about that too because of certain things that they might be looking for. You're missing a big one here, especially with one specific product.
Tennessee.
No, not on the list.
Not Oregon.
Oregon is not on the list. All right, I'm going to give you a clue here. Think of sunscreen. What's a state that you may not have thought about? That's why Arizona kind of surprised me. But,
Hawaii.
Yep, Hawaii, number 3. You're back in the game here.
Right, back in the game. What number is that?
Up.
That was number 3. There's a few more. Do you want me to give you a little hint?
Yes, give us a few hints.
Okay. One that's kind of near New York.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is one of them. Yep, that's one of them. And then we're thinking of a shore. We're thinking of reality shows.
New Jersey?
Yep, New Jersey is number 4.
You're cheating, Fran. You're cheating.
She said sure. I kind of caught that.
Sure. Viva
Las Vegas,
Nevada. I think we got him. Oh, and there is one more. There is one last one, a very difficult one, actually.
Give it away.
Maryland.
Washington, D.C. That's why.
So New York, California, Hawaii, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Illinois, Nevada, Texas, Maryland, and Washington. So New York ranks as the state most interested in skincare with 442 searches per 100,000 people. They topped with their searches for cleansers, exfoliators, eye creams, moisturizers, and serums. And then I think it was Hawaii that had the number 1 for sunscreen. So they had the highest level of searches in relation to sunscreen.
I can't believe we didn't say Nevada right off the bat.
I forgot about Las Vegas.
I thought it was kind of an interesting way to kind of look at that. And I know that you guys are both traveling around for trade shows. So let's kind of talk about trade shows right now, because there are some great trade shows all around the U.S. and all around the world also too. But why is it important for skincare professionals to actually attend these trade shows, in your opinion?
This is their place to go and learn about their trade, to see what's new, and in some states to actually get some continuing education units. Like in Illinois, they actually need some CEU units, so we offer them when we go to the trade shows, and that's very helpful for everyone.
I think it's a manufacturer's showcase of what we have to offer in the industry. And I think what's really cool about it is that it's open, so you could actually compare from one to the other and see the education value from one to the other, get to meet the owners or get to meet the representatives. But it's a showcase for me. It's where you put out as much information in a limited time to get at least people interested in what you're doing and your brand.
It's time to connect. I think you're right, like Metaxia said, limited time. So that means you have to make the connection when you're there.
You know, as somebody who's attending a trade show, what's your advice as somebody who is looking to network? Maybe they're new, a new skincare professional. What's the first thing they should do?
Well, I'm going to jump on that one. I think it's so big. Usually the trade floors are so huge. You should get the program and kind of really know where you're going and mark it up. It's just getting a list of what you want to do. And you're
research ahead of time.
It helps because you have a limited time. Usually the trade shows are between 1 and 2 and 3 days, depending. They're falling into 2 days. There's a lot to cover, a lot of classes. So if you really look at the program and do some homework and see the key factors that you get through this show, I think it'll be really important. For me, that was a start.
It's a great one because they have all this information out there ahead of time. So if you do your homework, you're able to see, what do you want to focus on? A lot of people might want to do body. Other people want to focus on anti-age, acne, hyperpigmentation. So you're able to see what each line has to offer and to see what classes that you actually need.
Pretty much a lot of it is preparation, because it can be really overwhelming when you go into a show for the first time. I love these shows. I think they're really fun to go to, but if you're going for the first time, it can be overwhelming. Maybe if you want, take a friend with you, take somebody with you that you're comfortable with maybe.
And I think another thing is really important. A lot of the manufacturers, you have an opportunity to meet the owners, meet the company personally. But, you know, when you buy products, you don't have that opportunity to actually see the team. So you really are there in person seeing the main hitters, the main people of the company. And that's pretty cool. Sometimes we have accounts that never met us and they come to the show, finally get to see you, finally get to meet the team. It's really, like Francine said, a connection. It's a connection with you and your accounts.
Yeah, how do you like connecting with people when you go out there and you meet people? Like, I mean, obviously it's changed from when you first started doing shows to now. How has that changed?
Wow, from before?
There was a story. We just went and did an event up in Washington. And we were sitting on this table and talking, and this nurse, actually 2 nurses, come up and she goes, I remember the 2 sisters. I remember. She went back 25 years ago. Remember us doing a show, a trade show with 1 10x10 tabletop.
Did we have a table? No, I'm joking.
We probably didn't. People do remember seeing you, and it's a connection, and it was an honor for us to see that this nurse remembered us after 25 years. And there was a connection that was established and continued because of us being in this event.
I think she looked at us and said, oh my gosh, it's you. I think she was shocked that we're still in the industry.
Really?
Yeah.
We were up in a laser event, and it was very nice to see her again. And the nice thing was we did remember her name.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I know you both have made a lot of connections over the years. So you've definitely met so many wonderful people. I know a lot of people come out to see you. But let's talk about the different ones. Are they all the same when you go to shows? Do they differ by region? You know, how do you find the right one for you?
They're similar. They're not completely different because we have different booths but we do very similar things at each show. The whole idea is to highlight what's unique about Lyra Clinical, and it's very exciting to give them that new information that's necessary because it's ongoing. Yeah. All this education and information is ongoing, so it's our job to make sure they see that there's something to be excited about.
I could tell you there's two classifications for me. There's the medical shows and then there are aesthetic shows. There's a totally different type of attendees that I see. The medical shows are great, but they're more into the aesthetic, the more the medical side of it. The shows that we go to too in the aesthetic market, I mean, it does vary. Didn't you notice that, Fran? It does vary.
Well, the medical shows, I think what they want is something a little more packaged for them. This is before, this is during, and this is after. Okay. And they want simplicity. Whereas when we go to the aesthetic shows, the esthetician is going to dissect it, go into it, understand it a little differently. So they're two different audiences.
Nice thing about it, skincare is important in any category of a trade show for skin. I mean, skin is skin. With the medical, with the aesthetic industry, the industry's changing, but skincare is necessary for all of the shows.
And skincare is from head to toe. Yep. And that's the unique part about it today, because you're looking for how to correct the skin, but now we also work on the body. So a lot of people do either one or the other, and a lot of us are doing both.
There are different size shows. There's different ones, like smaller shows, bigger shows. Should you always attend the big shows where there's going to be more business, or is there a benefit to going to more of a boutique style show with a more intimate setting?
I think we've done both. In our lifetime, we've done both. Now we're doing bigger shows. When we started and we did smaller shows, it was difficult in the beginning because this was new to us.
Right. 1997.
Okay, you stop with the years again here.
26 years ago. We had no idea what we were doing. We were carrying things in the front door.
So you got caught.
Yeah, true. You need labor. I was labor. But what we've learned is that you can definitely benefit with any type of show, education in any form, big trade show, a smaller show, or certain local show. They all benefit the professional.
The nice part about it, even at the smaller shows and the big shows, is the connection. You meet somebody, you talk to that person. You don't just hand them a bag and say, here's the information. Ask them, where do they live? What type of aesthetics are they practicing? Let them talk about what they're doing so we can find how we fit in their practice.
And I think follow-up for us as a company, skincare company, follow-up is really crucial. People walk through and they're so overwhelmed with what they see. So follow-up is really important. And we've learned how to follow up with our leads, follow up with our accounts. And we're connected before, we're connected during, and we're connected after.
Now, I've gone to a few shows with you both. I've gone to some, here in the Bay Area, also Southern California. I even went with you once to one in Greece. But how do shows around the world differ from here in the U.S.?
Oh, that was in 1999. I hate doing this, but
I know,
I have
right?
to say the year. Didn't I have to do it? I had to do it. It was very unique at that time because the era was different. They even smoked cigarettes in the auditorium at that time. And you may have remembered that. It's not that different, except that they spoke Greek, and Metaxia and our Greek got a lot better at the end of the day. A little different than what we're used to, but it was a trade show.
So it's more the people itself, like the personalities, the culture, rather than the product that's being out there. The product basically stays the same.
The product's the same. It's just us. What happens is that connection. You have to talk to that person, see what they need. And once they understand what you're able to deliver, the connection's there.
From 99 to today, we were not part of a medical industry. Aesthetics was separate from the medical side. Right. And we've merged it now, the medical spas, the med spas are talking skincare. Doctors are coming and walking, nurses are coming and walking the floor, where it was a separate industry before. We've actually merged them together, where today the advancement of our products, the technology has brought us together.
And the other part that's fun are the classes. When we put together classes for trade shows, we make sure they're very informational. This is where you go in and there's about 50 to 60 people in a classroom. You're able to stop, talk about a topic that's very important for their industry and what they need to learn about. And at this point, it's one-on-one. They ask questions. We talk about what's new in the industry, what we're doing that's new. And our goal when we put these presentations together is to make sure they get something that's very important out of it because they came there to learn something new.
Well, speaking of learning something new, you both are known for being top instructors in the industry. People come from all over the world to see your classes. But what can people gain by actually attending your classes at a show?
Knowledge. I think to compare apples to apples, you have to have the knowledge to really make that right choice. And we try to give you as much as we know, or try to share the information. The client will have the best opportunity to make the best decision. And I think for us is constantly growing and constantly learning and sharing that to whoever comes to the trade floor, whoever meets us, wherever. We try to share as much as we can to them.
And that knowledge should be something to empower them. Yeah. So when they leave, they're able to change their menu, talk to their clients. Class that we like to do is actually traditional peels versus smart peels. So they walk into their client and they say, now we're going to be doing smart peels on you. The other thing we like to talk about skin conditions. So they walk into their client and they give them all the reasons why they have to do these treatments and use product to make sure that we're able to correct their skin. Knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. And we're there to make sure they have that knowledge.
And then this is an ever-changing industry, so how do trade shows actually, how are they helpful in finding out the latest trends and technologies in the industry?
Well, if you take my class or Metaxia's class, we always cheat and say what's coming next year, and everybody gets mad at us because we're not supposed to open our mouths. Am I right?
That's true.
Because we get so excited. It really is. You're in the room, and the momentum's there, and you're connecting with everyone. And then every so often it leaks out, oh, yeah, this is what we're looking at. This is what's in the industry. And suddenly our office gets a call, and they go, do you have this new ingredient? And then they'll come to us and say, did you say anything? Oops, yes, we did. And it's exciting because we can't wait to get that information out.
I think what's really important is that we stay connected. I mean, we've said that multiple times. You need to stay connected in your profession.
Yeah.
And this is the way to stay connected. People fly internationally. People fly from all over. People fly to kind of have that feeling of being in a trade show floor. That's important. That gives you inspiration to go back and change the menu, inspiration to go back and offer something new, inspiration to learn something new and share that. Because this industry is definitely changing so fast. You got to be with it. You got to keep that pace.
And we always tell our customers who come to our booth, and also new customers, go around, check every booth out. And this way you have the knowledge to know what you need and what you don't need. So it's very important for them to go up and down and learn from every booth so they understand why they chose whatever line they're going to be using.
The only thing I would say negative, and I don't know if I should say it, but I'll be honest, I think quick salespeople make you buy at that moment. I think as long as you're comfortable making that choice, I'm okay with it. But I've seen some people so confused and they buy in the end. They don't even know what they bought. Yeah. I would think research, being prepared to go to a show, have your questions ready, understanding your budget. I could tell you a couple people have come up and said, oh my God, I bought this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Just be smart. Be a smart consumer. It's overwhelming if you've not done it before. But once you go through a trade floor a couple times, you become really a good expert.
Oh, we've had some of our customers come in and they know exactly what they want. Yeah. They tell us, I'm going to this booth, and this booth, and I'll be back in just a little while. What time is your class? I mean, they come and they're precise, right? Exactly what they need. And then they'll say later on, hey, are you going to be at the hotel? We'll go get a drink later. Say, okay, we'll meet you over there. There's people that know exactly what they need to get out of a trade show, and other people, it's the first time, but they will get to that point.
Okay, so for those that are going for the first time, let's kind of get in their mindset right now. So if somebody's like, okay, I'm going for the first time to this show, I don't know what to do. What's your advice for like the first thing they should research? What's something that they need to look into?
Go down each aisle first, get an idea of what's there, and then go down the second time. Talk to people, find out what's new about their particular line. How does it work for you? And find out why they would benefit your particular practice.
I have to agree with her. I think being prepared. I would say understanding the trade floor. You go on the show, the website, and you see the floor, the trade floor. You have an idea. Walk it. Get a sense. It's important to see your surroundings and know where you're going. See the classroom. See where they're located. Understand. Carry water with you because it's overwhelming. You want to be hydrated, comfortable shoes. But have the experience. It's like going to a show and the first time you're so excited, you have the jitters. But once you walk in there, you feel, I'm in something incredible. These shows are incredible.
All right, so get your notebooks ready right now. So what are some of your favorite shows that people just should not miss?
I love the one in Vegas, the IECSC, the International Aesthetic, Cosmetic, and Spa Conference. I would say we've been doing it for 26 years. I love that show. We've done that. It's in New York and it's in Vegas. Vegas brings a lot of manufacturers together. And then the medical show, the AM Spa, it's usually in February. That's a good show, especially if you're going into the medical aesthetics.
One of the big ones around here is Face and Body from Skin Inc. I think that one's a very good one. They have it here in California and also one in Dallas, Texas. A new one for us is going to be the CCR, which is a medical show in London in the UK. And I think we have one more coming in
do.
November, Cosmoprof in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
And one more,
Keep
Which
going.
one?
Beijing.
The Beijing.
We're going to
That's a
Beijing in
first.
November. So we'll be in Asia for 3 weeks in November because we're going to be doing Cosmoprof Hong Kong and we're going to be doing Beijing in China.
So let's break this down a little bit because you've both been in this industry for a little while right now. But let's talk about your experiences with trade shows. How has your actual booth changed from the first time you did a show to now? I'm sure it's a little bit different.
I'm going to have Metaxia describe the first one.
The first one. The first one was a tabletop, a 10 by 10. And we were so excited. We had a tablecloth that we bought from a local store. And we were excited to be there. We have expanded to a 30 by 30. We have labor. We were the labor back then. We have a team. It just, the growth is unbelievable. I mean, we've grown so much.
The nice part about it was the table was nice because you were able to at least meet people. The excitement with the booth now is you're able to meet people in the front and we have a stage in the back.
You used to yell at me, although I'm sorry to
I
interrupt
always
you.
yell at you.
You used to yell at me because I used to bring the boxes in by hand. I used to have all my family members help us bring the stuff to the booth. I mean, it really was.
She terrorized us
Yeah,
all.
it was nothing like it is right now, but the industry has actually gotten even better. I would say we've been part of that evolution, which is really cool.
She's right. We used to have a few boxes, a tabletop. We had some retractables.
A white tablecloth.
White tablecloth, but we did have the name of the products on there. We had some pop-ups or retractables on the table. We talked to people. We gave them a folder. Nowadays, we give them a lot more than that. And as Metaxia said, we follow up a lot more than we ever did before.
And I remember, Anna, an experience when we did Skin Talk. In fact, I have that poster here. It was in San Jose, the Face and Body show in San Jose. And I remember you were doing your broadcasting then, and we had a panel, and you were there, and we did that Skin Talk conference, and it was fantastic. I mean, you brought a big element to us because we weren't knowledgeable back then on how communication was really important. We were just trying to catch your attention. We tried to have this, interaction, but we didn't understand that we had more opportunities, and you brought a lot of that back with that Skin Talk. Remember the mic?
Yep, I do remember that.
I thought I was a superstar. Oh my God. And
No, we actually had those bar stools.
yes.
I remember that too.
Yeah, remember?
Yep.
And you were the host.
Gosh, how long ago was that now?
That was that's a while ago, but it was great because it was Skin Talk. We had the posters up, and the room was filled. We had 50 to 60 people there that day, and what we did is we talked to people, and at the end, everybody came up. We discussed it even more. They couldn't wait to go back to the booth to get some more information. So it is knowledge. The whole idea with a trade show is getting the knowledge and getting excited about leaving and going out and doing aesthetics.
And now look at that. Now you go from having a show at a skin trade show, and now you got your own podcast here where you're broadcasting to millions, billions around the world.
Well,
And
thank
now
you, Anna.
you're leading us. It's funny,
It's
from
been fun.
back then, the Skin Talk, are you listening? You are definitely an asset in helping us continue growing.
Well, that's
have
because
to
I
say
know
yes.
I know that you both honestly bring so much knowledge into this industry, and there are so many people, like I've said this so many times on the show, and I will continue to say it, there are so many people who want to listen to what you have to say and really respect what you have to say and want to constantly learn from you. So we want to keep that going. I think it's really important. Any other favorite memories from over the years? Anything that really sticks out?
Not having a trade booth, a trade show
yes,
booth.
yes.
This booth didn't show up. So we had just
Part of the booth didn't show up.
Yeah, that happened a couple of times.
That actually happened in Chicago.
Before that, though, before we had nothing, we were sitting there with a tabletop, and we really had to put some flowers.
Oh, yes. We ran and got flowers.
Yeah, got flowers. Had nothing to show except ourselves and a tablecloth. But
No,
it
we
worked
ran
out.
and got a price list, and we had some sheets, and we were giving out sheets because we had them printed at the hotel.
Right.
So we can give them something. So when they came by, they're able to have something in their hands to remember us.
And I have another one. I remember in Face and Body, actually, I think it was San Francisco or San Jose. We had a lot of people, and there was actually our mother there coming to watch and coming to support us. And there was those dancers coming in. They were body painted.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you were there
I was
too.
there for that one.
Yes.
Yes,
And they
I
came
remember that.
running through.
I was like, wow.
And our mother kept following them to see.
No, she asked, "Is this what you're doing?"
Yeah,
No, Mom, this
yes.
is not what we do.
But you were there.
I remember that. I was like, wow,
Well,
there was nothing there but paint.
That's right. I think it was the first time or one of the few times you brought our mom, your grandmother, to a show, and she was just shocked. But it was so fun. It was so fun.
But the other one, don't forget, is the one that we went to Chicago, and you said part of the booth did not show up. We went down to the show planners and we asked for a certain type of whiteboard. And the area, we put the whiteboard in the area that the booth was missing. And we had anybody who came by write something down, either somebody who knows us or somebody who does not know us. They wrote such beautiful, beautiful things about Lyra. And we actually have a video of it. And we show it every time we go out just to remind people that this is coming from our customers. This is coming from our partners, not from us. And it was a time that something bad happened, but something good came out of it.
I have to add one more, and it was the Vegas show. It was 120 degrees out there, and all the doors are open in the convention center, and it's 100, and we're setting up this booth. It was hot. There's no air conditioning. You see this trade floor change automatically, but you're sweating. You're dying over there with the heat. And then finally, when you're all done and you walk outside, you think, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I think we got heat stroke that one time.
It was bad. And it took us, we went back to the room, took a cold shower and didn't want to go anywhere that time. And just, barely wanted dinner because it was hard.
120 degrees, setting up a booth. All the doors are open. It was terrible. Everybody was just sweating. But
Tricks of the trade, though. Have a pair of flip-flops. You have to have a pair of flip-flops when you're walking up and down those aisles, including us. We walk in with these beautiful heels, everything going well, and by 4 o'clock, we start sneaking in the back, getting our flip-flops on, resting our feet, put the shoes back on, and go back outside. And you see all the attendees are also doing the same thing. So flip-flops are very, very important. Water and flip-flops.
Water, flip-flops, maybe a snack too, right?
Yes, we have a little storage package with nuts and granola and water for everyone.
Now, you both, obviously, you've had some ups and downs definitely doing trade shows. So if somebody is actually doing, like, as a vendor, they have a booth for the first time ever, what's your advice to somebody just starting out?
Oh, that's a good question. I think believe in yourself. You could have a 10 by 10 booth and you could have the biggest booth on the trade floor. If you believe in yourself, it shows. It's not just the size of the booth, it's where you're coming and how open you are and your energy around you. I think
how authentic you are.
Authentic.
People know. People could feel it. Be authentic. Be real. Be who you are. Because they'll be able to feel it and see it. And when you're real, they'll listen.
Yeah.
If you're trying to say something that's not real, they catch on immediately.
And a key point, too, is that when you go to trade shows, kind of follow the history. A lot of skincare companies are opening. Every month you have 1 or 2 startup companies. But you'll find the first 5 years, kind of track them and see. Get them a time to kind of get into the industry. Some make it, some don't. Be really wise about that. Kind of see when they open, see where they've gone, see their growth. Because a lot of companies, you'll go in a trade show this year and the next year they're gone. So just be careful. Don't invest too much unless you have some kind of, again, history of the company. Understand that, it's a new company. That's okay, too. But understand that a lot of companies don't come back to these shows.
Yeah, makes sense.
My favorite when they come up and they go, are you guys still here? Yes, we are.
See, you're tried and true all these years, too. All right, so any last bit of advice for people who are attending or any businesses who are attending the shows?
For the attendees, we cannot wait to see you and enjoy every trade show. Make the best of it, especially when you're there destinations. Make it a vacation at the same time and get your CEU units when you're going to the classes.
And all I have to say is that trade shows are part of our industry. Try to make one a year or try to commit to as many as you can. Education is power, like Francine said earlier. But being part of an industry is part of their growth. And I think the excitement, people leave the trade shows all excited to go back and change a menu, add a new ingredient, add a new product, come back excited. And, we work too hard. A lot of these estheticians need that motivation to keep going because it's a lot of work.
And if you have any other questions for Fran and Metaxia, you can email your questions to skindepthconvo@lyraclinical.com. That's skindepthconvo@lyraclinical.com. So if there's something that we may have missed or you're like, I really want to ask this, send us an email. We'll get to it on the show in the future. But lots of great info, lots of fun this trade show season. So come on out to a show. Go say hi to Metaxia and Fran. You'll have fun. It's always fun talking to them, too. So thank you both so much for all the great information.
Thank you, Anna. And we're excited to see you all at the trade shows.
That's right. So remember, subscribe and rate a Skin Depth Convo on Apple Podcasts and any of your other favorite directories. That will do it for us today. For all of us at a Skin Depth Convo, I'm Anna Kagarakis. We'll talk soon.